live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, no post games, no nothing like that. No Lakers basketball right now, but figured let's just do a general stream, just talk, answer some questions, have some fun, right? Just have a good conversation time. Obviously, we got through the All-Star break. I hope Luka Doncic was putting in some work. I hope Luka Doncic was, putting out his feelers and talking to Giannis and Jokic and these other guys. We're getting in the back half of the season, and this is going to be where we really make our push, right? This back half of the season is where, this is really going to make or break us in a lot of ways. Lakers historically usually have a good second half, right? I mean, even last year had excellent second half, really pushed, ended up getting top 3 seed. Hopefully that's the case this year too. Hopefully the Lakers can, start buckling down, right? Lakers have been good. Their defense has been good. They've been, 14th, I think, off the top of my head, in defense the last 15, 16 games or so. So things are heading in a positive direction, starting to slowly trend in a positive way. Guys are starting to get healthy. We should hopefully, fingers crossed, have everyone healthy coming back and hopefully sustain some of that health. Obviously, precautionary things, sure. Things like that, sit a guy for an extra day or two, sure. But we need to start playing some games with our big 3. I've talked about Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves have only played 10 games together. Again, you're not building that understanding. And then we're going to get to the playoffs and it's not going to be right. It's going to be a little clunky. It's going to be a lot of things. And that's kind of the concern, right? How are they can they make it work? And to what level can they make it work, right? There's levels to this. There's a big difference between these 3 are great. These 3 are really good. And then these 3 could be enough to win us a championship, right? Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, they can play to the level. Again, good luck. Because there is more likely than not, if all 3 guys can play to the level that you need them to play, the Lakers would have the 3 best players in every series, right? Because there's very few guys that can be as good as Luka, especially come playoff time. Luka's second all time behind Michael Jordan, right? So you have that. Then after that, you have there's not a second option better than LeBron James. And then the way Austin Reeves is playing this year, there's not a third option better than Austin Reeves. So across the board, there's not things that there's just Lakers are being in good shape. Now, obviously, it's not a 3-on-3 game. It is, 5-on-5, and you're going to need other guys to step up and stuff. But if those 3 can figure some stuff out, that's just a huge step in the right direction. So that's kind of my hope, is that we can start to start getting things in order here, start getting things in line. All right, we'll see what happens with LeBron. You're seeing all the narrative and all the conversation. I imagine that's going to carry on into the offseason and all that stuff. But hopefully it's not a distraction between now and the playoffs and in the playoffs, right? Because there's going to be a lot of talk about is this LeBron's last playoffs? And then if Lakers, if they're in an elimination game, is this the last game we see LeBron in a Laker jersey? You're going to have all that conversation. You're going to have all that narrative. Hopefully the Lakers are able to just kind of buckle down, focus on what they need to focus on, get things in order, lock in, lock down, and go rattle off some wins here. Again, the second half is going to be important. I don't really care if the Lakers are a 2 seed, 3 seed, anything. I want them to be a top 4 seed. I do, because I just think you get home court in the first round, kind of build and work on the things you need to work on. They've been really good. They've been one of the best road teams in all of basketball this year. So it's okay, you kind of, again, put yourself in good position to go on a deep playoff run. But at the end of the day, I worry about health more than anything, right? Did a video about it earlier. If LeBron, if he's healthy, that's huge for the Lakers team. We got to keep in mind, the last 3-4 postseasons, LeBron has not been healthy. So you're going to have a healthy, motivated Luka, healthy, motivated LeBron for the first time in years. And then Austin Reeves, obviously we need to see Austin Reeves play to the level, right? That's the key. Can he do that? Right? Said it in the offseason. Austin Reeves could average 50 points, 50 rebounds, 50 assists. I don't care, right? Yes, it's great, and he's been great. He's been fantastic. But what does he do come playoff time? All of those things are very important for this Lakers team. But those three play to a high level, right? LeBron, again, he only has so many more years left. He only has so much time left. I imagine like we're probably going to see the best version of LeBron that we can get come playoff time. I imagine he's going to be pretty locked in. He's going to be pretty focused. He's going to be pretty motivated. And, I do still expect him to kind of, play off ball, kind of be the third option. But I do think in spots he's going to be more aggressive, right? And especially if he has the legs under him to be able to be more aggressive, especially if he has the legs under him to be able to handle the things that he needs to handle. So obviously, again, got to get to the playoffs first, and we'll see how that all plays out. But this is the back end. This is where you go and make your push. Lakers this time, going into last season, Lakers were best defense in all of basketball. Right, they were really kind of starting to set the tone for the playoffs and all that stuff. Obviously, we ran into Minnesota, but that to me was more matchup issues than Minnesota was just that better than us. Again, we just didn't have a center, and even Jackson Hayes wasn't as good as he's been this year. Jackson Hayes has been fantastic this year. I mean, you can make an argument to start him this year over even somebody like a DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton's still the better player. DeAndre Ayton's still been better overall, but Jackson Hayes and his chemistry and connection with Luka Doncic has just really gone a long way for this Lakers team. Right, as far as the buyout market goes, we'll talk about that, answer questions and stuff like that. We'll get into all the super chat questions, all regular chat questions here in a moment. But, as far as the buyout goes, I wouldn't be shocked the Lakers don't do anything, right? Like, Max Kleber's been really good, right? If you're the Lakers, it's like, who's available that makes more sense than Maxi Kleber? Like that's the thing. And, again, outside of Haywood Highsmith, everybody that's been signed, I don't think the Lakers actually had a chance to get. Right? Like Cam Thomas didn't want to go to Lakers. He wanted to go to the Bucks, right? Because the Bucks gave him the best chance and opportunity to maybe put himself in a position to start. Same thing with, Jeremy Sohan. It's not a coincidence that he had 10 suitors and he went to the only team that actively was trying to push for him and that he supposedly wanted to go to based on reports. So I didn't think they had a shot in them. Haywood Highsmith's the one guy, but because I know a lot of people are upset about the Kobe Buffkin thing, but again, Haywood Highsmith, he hasn't played this year, right? Lakers sign Haywood Highsmith and then Kobe Buffkin goes and balls out in Memphis or something like that. What is everyone going to say? You knew Haywood Highsmith was injured. You knew that you shouldn't have signed him. You knew that, what are you doing? Look, we're supposed to be getting younger, more athletic, all that stuff. We got to be patient with Kobe Buffkin. That was more of a long-term move. It wasn't just for this season. That was more of a, just longevity move. But he's somebody that, again, I do think during the course of the regular season, I'd like to see the Lakers kind of lean in to the youth in that regard, right? Lean in. Let's see. Out of at least bare minimum, we need to see we need to see Adu Thero. There we go. We need to see Adu Thero play. I understand if you want to wait on, Bronny or, all these guys, Kobe Buffkin, Chris Mignon, all these guys. If you want to wait on those guys and really kind of see what they can do next season, sure. But Adu Thero is the one guy you look at on this team and you go he could solve all of the Lakers issues, right? Not all of them, but he could be potentially a needle mover. Even if he's just a bigger, stronger, more athletic Jared Vanderbilt. You know what the Lakers could desperately need right now or use right now? A bigger, stronger, more athletic Jared Vanderbilt, right? It's that's exactly what the Lakers need. And we don't know what he can do offensively because we haven't gotten to see him in enough of samples. I think bare minimum, you have to at least play Adu Thero. If everyone else, I'd like to see Buffkin and everyone else play, but I get where are you going to find the minutes for who, sure. But you got to, Adu Thero needs to be out there. If he's healthy and he can play, I'm not saying you have to play him 30 minutes a night. I'm not saying anything like that, but at least a consistent 10 come playoff time. You're tightening and shortening the rotation. If he's not in the rotation, okay, fine. Unless he's just that good during the regular season, but bare minimum during the regular season, you got to find a way to get him and squeeze him in 10 minutes at least, right? Give him a real opportunity, even if it's just for development, even if he just is stinking up the joint and it's like, okay, he's clearly a year away or whatever, like his effort, his energy, his hustle, his grit. I mean, the Lakers need that desperately right now. So hopefully those are things that we end up seeing play out. But anyway, just wanted to kind of go over some of the basic stuff, do all those things while we kind of let some people trickle in on this live stream because it was kind of an impromptu live stream. And it's just, again, we don't have the post game stream stuff like that. So I didn't want to like not stream for a week. So I was like, hey, let's do a stream. I'll probably do another stream in like a day or two because it does give me a little bit of a break. But I also like and enjoy talking to all of you and having these conversations and stuff. So let's jump into all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions. Real quick, if you could for me, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into it. So, yeah. Get a sip and gear up. All right. Let's rock it. Pow, coming on. Yo, what's good, Tyler? All-Star game was pretty good this year. I thought so too. It was much better this year than it has been. I still think you just lean into the world versus US thing. You're going to need guys. Like, I love that Wemby was bothered by the loss. Right? Like we need more of that. We need more guys like Wemby. Because that's the only way you're gonna fix this is if more guys are like Wemby and are like, I don't want to lose. You know, like that's what the Lakers need. But they might be onto something with this format. And bro, the 3-point contest was so fun to watch this year. It's gonna be crazy. Dame Curry. Yeah, the 3-point contest was probably the best. I mean, it has been for years. Probably the best competition. It's literally the highlight of All-Star. I'd like to see the one-on-one thing. Like, I do think the one-on-one idea is one that they should do. Because I think you will have some competitiveness, right? And we just saw with Undisputed or whatever, they just did their one-on-one contest and it had a ton of success. I'd like to see the NBA kind of go that route. But yeah, I mean, next year, Dame, Steph, supposedly they've already talked. Clay's supposed to be in it, and they want to get another like 3 or 4 like high-end shooters. Next year might be the problem is it's the tail end of everyone's careers. So it's like, man, like imagine that like in the prime. So hopefully we're heading in the right direction. Minnesota Timberwolves going to get super better. I mean, Ayo Dosunmu, I think was a great pickup for them, but the problem is he's not the kind of guard that they needed. Right? They need they need a Miami Gabe Vincent is what they need. Right? Like they need somebody that can bring the ball up. They basically they need to be able to put Mike Conley in a time machine and turn back the clock. And they probably be the best team in basketball. Because the problem is like Ayo Dosunmu isn't really the playmaker that they need. Right? He's more again another combo guard. Right? Like Ayo Dosunmu made a ton of sense for the Lakers because they have the playmakers. They have the things. They need somebody like an Ayo Dosunmu that can self-create, score the basketball and stuff. Right? You have all that in Minnesota. They need somebody that can run and initiate the offense. Again, maybe Ayo Dosunmu will be able to do that for them. Like, I don't want to sleep. I'm not saying like sleep on that pickup. That was huge for them. But I don't know if like that was the right, like there was other teams that I looked at and was like, you know, Minnesota and Houston are 2 teams that like, they just, I was like, why Ayo Dosunmu, right? Like Houston, Kobe White actually made a lot of sense for. Obviously, again, not the playmaker, but he's a better, just like natural scorer, and that's really what they need is shot creation. But Minnesota needs somebody like a Gabe Vincent. Like if he could replicate what he did in Miami on that finals run, where that would be huge for him. I'm not so sure. Like I would assume we will make them better. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I don't think necessarily that's the piece that puts them over the top. Personally, again, I could be completely wrong, but I don't. Hayes unfortunately was not very good in the dunk contest. His second dunk was nice, but his first dunk was atrocious. Although that one dunk basically destroyed his chances of winning. Dwight tried to save. Yeah, I mean that's usually yeah, he kind of just kept it easy. It was just like, what are we doing, man? But like, look, it was fun to see. And at the end of the day, again, I say this all the time, like the dunk contest isn't what it used to be, right? Like it's again, it begs the question, like how many creative dunks and stuff like that. Like, people aren't really as hyped and excited for the dunk contest. They're usually just the same. Like, how many times can we see a windmill dunk and then the judges hype it up like we've never seen it before? Like, it's like, oh man, well that's definitely tens, and it's like it didn't do anything, right? Like again, it's one of those kind of feels like it's a dying category, unless they get some creativeness. But we'll see. The LA Lakers need to get better to get the trade LeBron James back to the Cavs. I mean, if LeBron goes back to Cleveland, it's probably a sign-in trade for Jared Allen. The Cavs got to where they could probably get under the first apron. And so if LeBron ends up wanting to go to Cleveland, I'm almost positive that it's a sign-in trade with Jared Allen. Again, I don't know for certain, not an insider, nothing like that. I just think it makes the most sense. All right, so if LeBron really does indeed want to go back to Cleveland, which if it's his final year, I think he will. But I think there's a lot of factors to it. I think LeBron will be patient and he'll wait. What is Cleveland doing? What is Cleveland's plans? Right? Like, what are the Lakers doing? What are the Lakers' plans? Right? Like, if Lakers end up having a better team, and it's like, man, dude, like, yeah, me, like, I could be the thing to put, like, what I'm saying is that if it's close, right? Like, if the Lakers do what they're supposed to do this offseason, the Lakers are really, like, look like, oh, wow, this might be a contender. Like, I could see LeBron being like, all right, I'm going to stick it out in LA for another year. Also, again, like, do the Cavs win the championship this year? Right? Because that could change things and impact things. Do the Lakers win the championship this year? I know, it's not something that I'd bet on the Lakers winning the championship, but I don't think it's zero, right? Like, Lakers win the championship. It's like, does LeBron leave? Like, there's just so many factors between now and the offseason that it's hard to really know. What did you think of the All-Star Weekend? I thought it was better than it has been. Obviously, 3-point contest is probably the best event now of the year, which is nice. And it's good. And that's one that's only going to get better because shooters are only getting better, right? So you're going to have just more and more competition and stuff like that. It's going to be fun. The All-Star game, I thought was a huge step in the right direction. I still think you just I think they kind of made it a little too complicated. Keep it simple, right? Have it be a full game. Get Team USA flag, USA jerseys. Like, you had like the flags on everybody. I'm talking about big flag front and center. Make the jerseys their country's colors. All of that, like, really hey, take some, like, now you're full on representing your country, right? Like, lean into it. And the NBA wants to be this global scale sport and all that stuff and everything. Like, to me, I think you lean into it. But I did. I liked it. I thought it was better than it has been the last few years. But the last few years, it's kind of like, whatever, like, I do think this is Bron's last season with us. I think it just makes sense for him going back to Cleveland. Much easier out east, and it gives the team fully to Luka. I would love it if he stays, but I don't know. Again, I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. I don't think LeBron knows for certain. Right? It is interesting, the moves that the Cavs made, because the moves that the Cavs made, it did make them better, right? I do think actually Cleveland got better, but a lot of those moves were made to free up cap space, like they knew LeBron was coming, right? So it's kind of like, it's kind of interesting. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, like do they know something? Again, we'll see, right? Like, it's one of those things where I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. If I had to, like, hey, Tyler, predict, like, what do you think happens right now? I think LeBron goes to Cleveland. I do. If I had to, like, guess what ends up happening, I think, like I mentioned, it'll probably be a sign and trade with Jared Allen. Cavs can get under the first apron and still basically keep the roster intact. They'd lose Keon Ellis, stuff like that. So I think Lakers will end up very likely with like Keon Ellis and Jared Allen is probably what ends up happening. That is a super cool sweatshirt. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. This one and the other one, I have two that they on camera, they probably look exactly the same, but they're not. Like, one's like a dark blue and like has like more purple and colors. This one's like a grayish black. But yeah, I got these. I think I got these at like Ross. I bought like there were like 2 or 3 of them that were like different, but like I said on camera, they probably look the same. But yeah, I usually get complimented on these sweaters, which I appreciate. Thank you. They're warm. They're like warm. Like it's funny. Like sometimes like I'll be like doing a stream and I'll just be like dying. I'm like, dude, I gotta take the sweater. like, all right. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to end the stream because these sweaters get warm. Like they're really warm. Which is good because I live in Wisconsin now. So, let's see. When Giannis becomes a Laker, I want to hear him say Luka was recruiting him during the All-Star break. Hopefully, Luka was working his magic. I hope so too. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, usually that's how it goes. You know, they have those conversations. You know, All-Star, Olympics, all that stuff. Do you know a LeBron James? I don't buy it at all. Like that's always been like a point of conversation. There are people that have literally like big time reporters and stuff like scientists, people that have like dedicated their lives to prove LeBron has done stuff and no one's been able to prove it. Right? Like literally you have like money, like big money being thrown into proving LeBron's on something and no one's been able to prove it. I mean, all these athletes take like various supplements and stuff like you know, they're taking all kinds of stuff, but like, you know, him juicing like people try to claim that he is. I just again, I think it's nonsense. Like there have been like people act like LeBron's the only guy that's ever been like an insane athlete, right? Like there's been a lot of like insane athletes over the years. You know, it's just again, LeBron's just great, right? I mean, for example, look at Russell Westbrook. He just isn't as skilled as LeBron is, right? He's not as crafty. But LeBron, like Russell Westbrook is still like one of the most explosive athletic players in all of basketball. And no one's like, man, maybe he's juicing. I think it's just, again, you're talking about like the top 1% of 1% of athletes in the world. Right? And the amount of money and effort and all the things that LeBron puts in his body, it's strange that, you know, people have dedicated their entire lives to prove that he's up to something and no one's been able to prove it. All it is just people going like, oh, he's on something. Like, okay, that's great. But what? Prove it. Like, why am I just take, especially a big claim like that? Let's see. You can't trade LeBron. He's a free agent. Learn ball. Oh my God. It's always the person that has no idea what they're saying that says learn ball. Of course you can, just because, you know, it's called a sign and trade. God, are you going to say learn ball? Go look at the Cavs roster situation. Unless LeBron's willing to take $2 million, it would more likely not be a sign and trade. Again, it amazes me that it's always the person that's like learn ball or you don't know ball that always leaves a comment like, you know, he's a free agent. You can't trade him. Like, yes, you can. Like, of course you can. It's called a sign and Lakers literally did a sign and trade, right? Like, it happens. You can do sign and trades. Lakers have done sign and trades before. Again, educate yourself. How do you think a Spurs-Lakers playoff series would go? I actually think the Lakers would. I think the Lakers would have their hands full just because they're young and athletic and explosive. And Wemby's ridiculous. I think that's probably a 6 or 7 game series. I would take the Lakers in that series just off of their experience. Like the Spurs, like if the Spurs are going to win that series, they need to just kind of run the Lakers out the gym. Every game that's close, the Lakers win those games. So the reason I think the Lakers beat the Spurs is I think all those games would be close. And the Spurs love to blow leads. And not only do they like to blow leads, but they also give huge quarters. And that usually doesn't bode well. They also, like, that might be the only team in the playoffs that shoots worse than the Lakers. Right? Like, so that game would just be all interior, all inside. And you just, I think if you're JJ, you essentially pack the paint, trust that they're not going to be able to beat you from out on the perimeter, contain Wemby to the best of your ability, and trust and lean on your experience with Luka and LeBron and all those other things. I gotta be the only one who doesn't like the thought of Giannis and Luka shaking my head. No, I mean, there's a lot of people that don't. Like, The problem is, like, if you have a chance to do it, you have to do it, right? From any logical standpoint, you have to do it, right? Like, from a business standpoint, yes, no brainer. From a logistics standpoint, yes, absolutely no brainer. From a, a, a male practice standpoint, right? If you had a chance to land Giannis and you didn't do it, I've said it before. Even if, let's say, Lakers do land Giannis, they land Giannis, and it is a disaster. It is the worst thing that the Lakers could have done. They still made the right decision, right? Like they whole absolutely made it. You have a chance to pair two of the top players in the league on the same team. You have to at least try, right? Because again, I've said on paper, it seems like a match made in heaven. But as Laker fans, we know paper doesn't always translate. And there is a very good chance that doesn't translate. There's also questions about, can Giannis even play with another star? Right? Like, so there are, don't get me wrong, like there's a lot of concerns, but I just think from a like logical standpoint, if you're the Lakers, you have to do it. You have to. Right? Like it would be foolish not to. Hey Ty, what's going on, Mission? How are you? Appreciate you. How are you? I would love to have a new buyout guy, but I kind of gave up on it when they signed Buffkin. That's another reason I was so upset with signing him, because I know we most likely wouldn't have bought out a guy. I think they would if the right guy comes along. I think they would. Like if Robert Williams becomes available, I think the Lakers buy out Maxey. It's just like, again, like I doubt Rob Pelinka went and traded for that cap space with the intention not to use it. Because what's the point, right? You might have been able to keep your pick if you didn't do that. Right? Like, so again, like if you're like Rob's intentions was clearly to do something with that. Again, maybe it was Buffkin or whatever, but I think it was more of like, I'd rather have the space. And if that guy becomes available, then we can get him, rather than like, oh, hey, we're going to go after this guy. Because obviously at the time, Rob doesn't know who's going to actually become available. You have kind of your idea. You kind of, okay, this guy might be available, that guy might be available, but you don't know for certain who's going to actually be available. So it's things like that. Let's see. It sucks because I'm not expecting the Lakers to win anything this season, but just want it to be fun. Again, I mean, I wouldn't have the expectations. However, like I've said, don't be shocked if the Lakers are really good come playoff time. Like, really good. Like, where everyone's just like, where did this come from? They might be absolute cheeks. Who knows? But like, I wouldn't be shocked. Still should have waited on the Buffkin signing, in my opinion. For what? But though, right? Like, again, like, what if there's no one available? All you're doing is running the risk of somebody stealing Buffkin. At that time, Buffkin was coming off of what, like a 36-point game, a 41-point game, and I think a 39-point game or a 40-point game, right? Like Buffkin was killing it, right? Like you wait on Buffkin, it's like, okay, and then somebody comes and swoops him up because you're waiting and you're trying to get some. It's just, I didn't hate it. Go get Buffkin now. You're probably not bringing in two veteran guys. The two guys that made the most sense didn't want to go to you, which made sense given what they're trying to do. So it's like, do we want to take the risk on multiple injured, like heavily injured guys? Or do we want to go get a young guy that makes sense for now in the future and then see how the buyout market plays out? We can always go get a guy. I don't hate it. I really don't. Right? Like, because again, if the Lakers waited and somebody goes and snags Buffkin and he balls out, what is everyone saying? Like, oh, Rob, Scottie Pippen Jr., Jay Huff again. This is why Rob's an idiot. Like, I just think no matter what, you lose. I think you go and you grab Buffkin, you bring him in, you're confident that he's a guy that could be a foundation, like a building block for now in the future. He's 22 years old. He's clearly better than the G League, right? So now you got that guy under your umbrella. And then you bring in that veteran guy if the right guy becomes available. You can make an argument there wasn't a single player that the Lakers could have or should have signed. Outside of Jeremy Sohan and Cam Thomas, Haywood Highsmith was a major risk, right? And it's like, is he worth the signing? Matisse Thybulle hasn't been officially bought out. Lonzo Ball doesn't make sense. Georges Niang, He hasn't played yet, right? Like, it's just, again, you go down the list of names, like everyone's like, oh man, like Lakers should have waited. And it's like, for who? Cam Thomas wasn't coming. He made that clear. Again, very obvious, very clear that Jeremy Sohan wasn't coming. So like the only two guys that made sense for the Lakers didn't want to come to the Lakers. So again, it's like, yeah, okay. Could you have gotten Haywood Highsmith over Kobe Buffkin? Sure. But like, again, you're taking a risk on a guy that hasn't played at all, and you're running the risk of losing Buffkin and he balls out and now you look foolish. I think I think Lakers made the right move in that situation. I think you bring in the young guy that's a safe, that's security. You know, Haywood Highsmith isn't moving the needle. I like people like, again, he's not a guy that's going to be even on his best night, is not going to be a 20-10 guy. Like, he's a guy that's just there. He's a role guy, right? Like, again, would he maybe have made us a little better? Sure, but how much? Like, he's not like, I think Luke, I don't think it's going to be another Luke Kennard situation where you're like, you look at Luke Kennard and you're like, man, dude, like this guy could be a real difference maker. Haywood Highsmith is somebody that, and he's a Miami guy, right? The last two Miami guys did not work out very well. So I think you just weigh the factors. I just think I think the Lakers made the right decision. Let's see. Need to give Adu some run this season so he can develop faster and get more experience. Agreed. I absolutely think that the Lakers need to do that as well. Out of everybody, like if you want to kind of grow everyone in the G League and do all that other stuff, fine. Okay. Dude Thero needs to get some run. He's like the one guy that could really make a difference. Yes, Blecka, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yes, go check out the NBA channel as well. I would greatly appreciate that. I believe Kobe Bryant will be the greatest coach of all time. It was Lakers head coach. If he was, that he would have been the greatest coach of all time. I mean, it's possible. Kobe said himself he didn't want to coach because he was too, stubborn, too kind of aggressive. So he said that it probably wasn't the best thing for him. But I mean, I always wanted to see like he was such, so manic about like I think he could have been great. Keep on going, Tyler. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Gregory. Absolutely. Staying on the grind as always. What's going on, Keith? How are you? Appreciate you. Too bad Tyler doesn't treat AR like he did none. Such a hater, I know, clearly. Oh shoot. Sorry. Hang on a second. There we go. True, AR is finally free from coaching, holding him back. Yeah, I mean, they kind of just let him, to JD's credit, kind of letting him loose. The dunk competition should feature a defender so everyone is posterized. Yeah, just who has the best poster, turn it into that. I think they get to do something special for next year for the NBA dunk contest in Phoenix, Arizona, for the fans to play in the dunk contest. I mean, I wouldn't hate, like, you have like the King of the Court or whatever, like the dunk contest stuff like that. I wouldn't mind bringing some of those guys in, like that just like all they do their entire lives, like every day, they're just thinking of ways to like innovate their dunk stuff like that, because that's like what they've built a career on. Like, let's have those matchups. Let's have somebody that like that's all he does versus an NBA player, and see, like, I think that could be cool, right? Like maybe even have like a team thing, right? Like whoever gets the best score out of like these 5 dunkers, like you do some cool stuff. Giannis or bust for Pelinka this off season? I don't think so. That the Giannis situation should be most likely should be resolved pretty quickly, because the Lakers 2026 pick can be conveyed on draft night. So if you're Milwaukee and you're going to trade Giannis to the Lakers, then you want to get it done on draft night so you can draft that guy. Right? It doesn't make sense for the Lakers to draft somebody that they want to draft that they think makes sense for them to then trade him to you. And like, it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. We already have 4 point guards. Like, I don't need another point guard. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, so, I mean, I think Giannis is plan 1B or like 1A, right? And then the offseason in general is like plan 2A. Right? Like, I think they're both the main plans. I think it's more of just like like a quick check-in. Like, hey, what do you think about Giannis? Yeah, yeah. Okay, no, okay, sure, sure. Okay, all right, and then they move on to the next thing. At least that's my hope. What's hilarious to me is that why the F Devin Booker is in the Rising Stars Team USA. Yeah, dude, Devin Booker had himself a interesting All-Star weekend. And dude, that guy, you want to talk about choking? Man, he had what, 3 shots at just at least tying it, just choked. What's going on? How are you? Appreciate you. Let's see. Search to find some meat. AR is underperformed in playoffs. Let's see. I get AR is a solid regular season player, but the playoff switch hasn't happened yet. If he proves wrong, heck, even rises to the Western Conference Finals, he's safe for Lakers. Yeah, I mean, look, I want to be fair to him going into this offseason or going into this postseason, right? Again, what happened last year, the previous year, whatever, that was last year, the previous year. Like the thing that gives me a little confidence is that he's been much more consistent this year. Like, what has been my biggest gripe? Why does everyone say I'm an Austin Reeves hater? Because I talk regularly about how inconsistent he has been. Like, that's been my biggest problem. It's like he'll have like a 38-8 game, 2 straight games, and you're like, this guy might be the best player in the league. And then he'll have like 5 games where he's atrocious, like unplayably bad. Right. And then we get to the playoffs and he's bad. And people like to go like, oh, that was just last year. It wasn't just last year. It was the previous Denver series. You can make an argument. Austin Reeves has had more bad playoff series than he has good. Even the year, his emergence year, watch that OKC, or not OKC series, the Golden State series again. He was solid in the Memphis series. He was bad in that in the Golden State. People forget Klay Thompson was like abusing him. Like it was like, dude, somebody help him, please. Like get him off the court. Like it was embarrassingly bad. Like Klay was, putting him through the ringer, just like, showing him that old school, right? Just like good old fashioned on the bar. And then, but he had a good Denver series. Like he was one of the few guys that showed up in the Denver series. So everyone remembers the Denver series, but they don't remember him remember D'Angelo Russell's the one that saved us in that Memphis series, right? D'Lo's the one that had the big Memphis series. And then, the Lonnie Walker, was a big hero. Same thing with D'Lo. D'Lo was actually decent in that it was like hot and cold. That was where like you started to see the signs, and it was like, it was the Denver series where Austin Reeves was really good and D'Lo strong. So everyone's like D'Lo's trash because it was like the last thing everyone remembered, right? And then you get into the next Denver series, and it was like, where was AR? Right? So you can argue the Golden State, Denver, right, and then Minnesota, right? Like that's not again. He doesn't have a great track record. But again, I don't like he's been better. He's been much better overall this season. Much more consistent. He's getting to his spots better, all of it. Right? So I want to be fair to him. I want to give him the opportunity to really show come playoff time. But that's the thing. He needs to actually show come playoff time. I said it in the offseason. He could average 50, 50, and 50. It doesn't matter. As long as he has to show up. Let's see. Bronny without Balco? Is it Bronny? I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're saying. Let's see. Numbers are meaningless if you play bad in the playoffs. No offense, and guess what? Even when Braun was at AR's age on a weak Cavs team, he made them better. People forget that the LeBron decision was a sign and trade. Yeah, exactly. Lakers have literally, Lakers have made sign and trade. Most teams, sign and trades are like a big thing right now. Right? Like, especially with the new CBA, right? I just always find it funny that it's always the person almost every time. Like as soon as I see somebody say like, "Oh, you don't know ball," I immediately know that this person's about to say some ignorant comment that they have no clue what they're talking about. I mean, it's every time. Like it's crazy how much like you would think at least one time somebody would at least like, "Oh yeah," or "Oh, maybe I must have misphrased it or something." No, I'm like, like this every time it's a comment of somebody that just clearly doesn't know ball, but they're just so confident that it's wild to me. I don't get it. Like, why do people purposely embarrass themselves online? Like, it's like, why? Again, at least like I have no problems with people calling me out or telling me I'm wrong, sure, but make sure like don't just say stuff just to say stuff. Um, Russell Westbrook would be a really good fit in Minnesota. Off the bench, I do. As their starter, again, they need a very specific type of starting point guard. Let's see. Again, the 17, 4.5 and 4.5 and 4.2 assists. Again, on the surface, you're like, oh yeah, that's great. But if you watched the games and saw how badly he was being targeted on the defensive side, and B, look at his efficiency. Now show what was he, 30 off the top of my head, the 31% from 3-point range on what was it, 8 or 9 attempts, right? Again, it's easy to go like, hey, he scored 17 points. Yeah, but he did it on like 20 shots, right? Again, that's not a good, again, that's not good. That doesn't mean he had a good series, right? Like that comment's misleading, right? Like yeah, again, if you just look at the surface, but you're leaving out a ton of context, right? Like he was unplayably bad last playoffs. That's the best numbers of any third option in the playoffs. Again, context is important. He also got more shot attempts than most third options in the playoffs, right? Bro, I was crying, laughing when you were roasting the guy about a LeBron sign and trade. Learn ball. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. It's wild to me. Like they say it with such confidence, like which is what's crazy. It's like they say things with such confidence to only be so wrong. It's just like, come on, man. Like, use your brain. It can't be no worse than Westbrook. I never say never, but yeah, it shouldn't be. Sorry, jump ahead some to me. Let's see. No more over 30 overrated. I don't. Can you really call Giannis overrated? I mean, the guy is one of the top players in all of basketball. Overpaid again. Can you really say he's overpaid? He would be cheaper than he like because again he doesn't qualify for the Supermax unless he stays with the Bucks. So actually he wouldn't be overpaid. He'd actually be underpaid. So you'd have Giannis underpaid. I don't agree with the overrated comment. Injury riddled, yes, that's definitely a concern. But something you got to keep in mind. And I've mentioned this a lot because I get that comment a lot. Like, do you really want an injury riddled guy? He's somebody that has the last few seasons has had to do everything. 40 minutes a night, every night, just for the team to be anywhere close. Right? Like, again, and the days of guys playing 82 games, so that like they're long gone. I just don't think you overthink it. I think if you have a chance to get them, you get them. Let's see. Best availability is being healthy and showing up when it matters. Every member on the starting five got experience, except AR. I mean, you gotta be able to show up for sure. The Wolves beat us in 5 last year. Can we take them to 7 this year? Again, context is important. Lakers, I was one of the few people screaming I did not want to play Minnesota. I got a lot of slack for saying I didn't want to play Minnesota. I wanted to play Golden State. I mean, I was in live streams. People were calling me an idiot, all kinds of stuff. Like, how can you say that? Blah, 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 blah. There's people in this chat that were there that know the just comments I was getting for people because I wanted to play or I didn't want to play Minnesota. Minnesota was the worst matchup. Probably, I would have rather played Denver last year than play Minnesota. It was just the worst matchup we could have. They're too physical. They're big interior size. Like, we didn't have a center. Golden State, at least we matched up with, right? Worst case scenario, you just put LeBron at the 5 to match up with Draymond, right? Like, Lakers, I think, would have probably beaten the Warriors pretty swiftly. Minnesota was a problem. This year, I think the Lakers beat Minnesota. I really do. I think the Lakers beat Minnesota in probably 6. I think Kevin Hart talking about signing with the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, he's a big Sixers fan. So Paul George is going to get traded, I think, to the Lakers next season. I hope not. I want them to stay as far away on from Paul George as possible. Oh, it's got to be to somebody else because I didn't even mention anything about that. Lakers should have waited for Kyrie Irving. It is only a matter of when, not if. Lakers' job is foretold these events. Again, that I was right about. They just decided not to. Joe Tsai stepped in. The owner stepped in. And again, it wasn't my reports. I was just reading the reports. That's not what he said. He did like an entire press conference about how he messed up and missed LeBron. And LeBron did the same thing too on his like podcast or whatever. That's why the Lakers were trying to trade for Kyrie. And Kyrie, there was a point where the deal was just about done for Kyrie to go to Lakers. And then Joe Tsai, the owner of the Nets, stepped in. That's why Bluck is giving me a hard time about it. Because the deal was just about done. And then Joe Tsai came in and said, no, I'm not trading Kyrie there. I think the best rivalry NBA history is Lakers versus the Knicks. I mean, problem is they haven't had a lot of like head-to-heads is the problem. Let's see. I have a fear LeBron will look his age a lot in the fourth quarter in the playoffs. The thing, I mean, last year he did, but you also got to keep in mind he's been injured the last 3 or 4 playoffs, like on one leg, right? Missed a bunch of time before the playoffs. Knock on wood. He's trending into like this will be the first healthy playoffs in a long time for him. So that's something too. Is Rob job safe? I think so. He just signed a new extension. He is Mark Walter. Lakers are probably going to hire a new GM. So again, I don't know this for certain, but what we'll probably see this offseason is Lakers hire a new GM. Rob Pelinka is going to be the president of basketball operations. He was promoted this year, this offseason. He was promoted to president of basketball operations. Previously, he was the vice president of basketball operations. Jeannie was the president of basketball operations. So more likely than not, Rob will stay as president of basketball operations. Jeannie Buss is going to handle the business side of it. She is really good in the business side of the Lakers. And then they'll hire a new GM, a new cap space analytics guy, all that stuff. Like they're going to revamp the front office. Do you or will you have guests on live streams? What about phone in for discussions? Most likely, probably not. I'm not against it. I would love to have it. It's just so risky, and YouTube is a lot more tricky now than it ever has been, right? I mean, it's why look at like Lakers Nation. A lot of these other channels used to do those things, and they don't do it anymore. It's so risky, and I'm just by myself. Right? Like the reason YouTubers usually have other YouTubers on is because YouTubers usually know kind of the do's and don'ts, right? Like, and it might, like Keith, you could come on and it might not even be, you might not think it's anything bad. I might not even think it's anything bad. But if you say, or you curse too much or anything, like you almost never hear me curse, right? And it's because of the AdSense and like YouTube's algorithm. Like I am family-friendly content. I talk sports and Lakers, so I am, whether you're 6 or 60, you can watch me, right? But if you come on and you start dropping a couple F-bombs, right? Like, and also I'm not one of those people that I don't like the like say what you gotta say. Like I don't delete comments, I don't suppress people, I don't anything. Whatever you gotta say, you can say. I don't care. But the problem is YouTube doesn't like that. Just because I don't care what people say doesn't mean that you can't, right? And it's very tricky. Like I could you say one wrong thing and my whole channel could get taken down, right? And that's why like you see a lot of people just not do that stuff. Or they used to do it, now they don't anymore, right? And the phone calls, like usually you see like talk shows or things like that, they're screening those phone calls. I don't have anyone to screen the phone calls, so I can't even do like a phone thing because I don't. It's just me. Like Lakers Nation, for example, like they have people. They have a cut. Like Trevor Lane is just the face of Lakers Nation. There's entire team behind it, right? This is just literally just me. So I get asked that a lot, and I'd love to do it. And like I've had people tell me like, oh, why don't I do like channel memberships and do it and just have like channel members on and private it? But like, which I wouldn't mind, but like it's not, but then it's not like public. It's not like a public thing, right? It would just be our little, you know, just those that are part of that, right? Like, so it's tough. It's a really tough spot. It's not that I don't want it. I would love to be able to. I wish I could just, maybe I'll do something on like Kick or something like that. Cause I think you can say whatever you want on like Kick or something. So maybe I'll do something like that eventually. And, let people come on that. But like YouTube, again, YouTube, even if you don't have ill intentions, it doesn't matter. Like there's certain words, certain things that you say, right? Like I said, you cuss too much. I gotta like, hey Keith, man, I'm sorry. And it drives me like, I'm a grown man. Don't tell me how to talk. Right. Like, I'm not going to tell somebody else how to talk. Right. Like it's just, but I would have to, like you have to be on eggshells. Right. It's why you see YouTubers, they usually don't bring people like just in on the channel. They usually have, or especially live stuff. Right. I mean, I could do like pre-recorded stuff, but then again, it's not like you're not calling in live. It's not interactive. It's just so anyway, hope that explained. Cause I would love to do it. It's very risky, and again, this is my livelihood, right? I do this for a living. So it's like, not saying that you would, but you come on and you say something and now I get demonetized. Like, now what do I do? Right. Like it's just too risky. But I appreciate you nonetheless. And trust me, I would love to do it. I really would. I wish we could. I wish all of you could be live, like every single one of you. Like, you have 120 people in this stream. I wish all 120 of you could be literally with me in real time and we could all just talk. Eventually, maybe one day. I'll try to figure something out at some point. I think we were gonna get more chances on buyout next year because of the tier 2. Everyone scared to go past. Yeah, I mean, these aprons have really kind of changed things. Do you think Rob would take on Allen's contract? I don't know off the top of my head, but since Rob is so concerned about keeping the cap space, would he take it on? I think it's close. So it's 28 million next year. It's 28 million. Yes, because he'd be your long-term answer at center, and he is a little overpriced in my opinion, right? Because he makes, off the top of my head, I think it's 28 million. I know for sure next year it's 28 million, but I think it's 28 million. I think it's 30 and then 32 million is what his contract is. He's only on a 3-year extension. Couple things. One, he would have value, right? So like you could trade him if you want. Like teams were offering the Cavs like first for Jared Allen and they were denying it. So I do think Rob would do it because his contract would be very tradable. You'd probably be able to get a return, and you need a center regardless. You need a long-term center, and chances are, if you're going to get like a Jokic or something like that, again, you're probably going to have to do a sign and trade. So it's like, would you rather have Jared Allen? Or would you rather have nothing? Right? Like, so those kind of things. So yes, I do think that they would. Tyler doesn't know ball scream or supernatural. He's been caught in 4K many times. I don't want to hear none. I like that. You put it in none of it. That just cuts deep. I might be the killer. Appreciate you, Blucket. Let's see. Will the Lakers need to make sure next season they do something very better than the season, turn the season around? But yeah, they absolutely have to fix and upgrade this season. They cannot mess around this year. I think about Seattle Supersonics is coming back. Yeah, Vegas and Seattle. And of course, I just moved from Vegas, and Vegas is about to get a professional NBA team. That might be the next channel I pivot into, right? Like growing the brand. I obviously, all of you know, I started the Spurs channel. I have the regular NBA channel. I might, depending on how far out it might be, Vegas might be the next one I do. I also know enough people in Vegas, and I'll still be going to Vegas for like summer league and stuff like that. So best ability is availability. Yes. See. Fortunately, I was one of the people who wanted Minnesota. I was worried about Curry. And yeah, I know I was wrong about that. I don't even know who I want to face this playoffs, if possible, Phoenix. But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, like I said, outside of Denver and OKC, I like the Lakers matchups better than anything. Let's see. I said I'd rather play Denver than Minnesota. Again, another comment where you show your ignorance. Come on. Again, listen, use your noggin. Come on. I know you have a brain in there. If you're going to quote me, quote exactly what I said. I didn't say I wanted to play Denver. I said I would have rather have played Denver last year than Minnesota. That Minnesota was the best matchup. So now you're 0 for 2. Hell final boss or heel final boss, whatever your name is. Which is odd because you're usually in the chat and you usually have like half decent comments. Like you have troll comments here and there, but you usually have half decent comments. This stream, you're just really hurting yourself, my guy. Really hurting yourself. Come on, do better. Lakers should have traded for Kawhi at the deadline. So everyone was trying. Clippers didn't want to. Kawhi is on an expiring contract next year, and he's been like ridiculous. So I actually have so I wrote down KD, Kawhi. What was the other one? Anyway, like just random videos that I was thinking about talking about. So just something I might talk about that. Like just the possibility. Again, just a fun conversation. Just not like anything serious. By the way, I cannot believe the Pacers traded the 2026 pick. Yeah, to the Clippers. The way that they protected it, though, is really interesting, though. So basically, it has to fall, 5 through 9, right? Because it's top 10 protected, and then 10 plus protected, and then so like it has to fall like perfectly, and or it gets converted to a future first. An unprotected, I think it's an unprotected 2031, I think is what it was. Let's see. I'm just teasing Tyler. LOL. I don't follow ball enough. Yeah, no, you're good, Plug. I know. You're good. Like I said, I know who's joking. I know who's really being serious, which is the problem. The Clippers are not trading Kawhi at the deadline. Yeah, I don't think that they were either. This offseason, I could see that happening, but at the deadline, it was too quick because they didn't want to trade Zoo. They just got an offer that was too good to be true. So they were just like, they were just basically like, hey, I don't have a choice. Patrick, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Scary to say, but if Ayton doesn't step it up for the Lakers, are not going far in the playoffs. AR is another concern, but Ayton has to step up. Yeah, like I've talked about this heavily. I agree with you. Like there needs to be accountability though with Ayton across the board. Right? One, Ayton needs to be more assertive. He needs to be more aggressive. Obviously, he needs to be more physical. All of that, but LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves need to do a better job of getting him the basketball and getting him in the basketball in a spot to where he can have success. Getting him the basketball at the top of the key doesn't make any sense, right? Especially when he has to fight through traffic. JJ has to do a better job of actually running actions and sets and play design for him to actually get him in spots to have success, right? All of these things need to sort of reign true, right? All these things need to happen, right? So to me, another big thing is how the Lakers perform, right? I did an entire video breaking this down. Look at the games where DeAndre Ayton is really good and has monster games. Almost all of them, Lakers shoot really well and defend really well, right? Think of Phoenix. And I've had people be like, well, Phoenix Ayton is gone. And it's like, well, no, how do we know that? Right? Portland wasn't anywhere close to Phoenix. This Lakers team is nowhere near to Phoenix, right? With Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, all these guys, right? Like DeAndre Ayton isn't the type of player that is going to dominate on having to fight through 5-6 guys, right? He's not going to rebound a ton fighting through 5-6 guys, right? Like he has to, like he had his most success in Phoenix because they spread the floor, they shot the ball well, and they defended out on the perimeter well. So Ayton was able to dominate on the inside. Just so happens every time Ayton has a really good game, you can usually translate it to, oh, Lakers shot the ball really well and defended well, right? So Lakers need to defend the ball and shoot better. But again, it's how, if I'm DeAndre Ayton, how can I be a 20-10 center with 4 field goal attempts? I can't. There's literally nothing I can do. So again, there needs to be accountability with DeAndre Ayton across the board. Lakers need to do a better job of putting him in action. The coach needs to do a better job of writing and setting said action. And DeAndre Ayton needs to do a better job of being assertive and dominant, right, on the inside. Teams, like people go like Jackson Hayes, look at how good Jackson Hayes has been. But again, teams aren't as worried about Jackson Hayes. Jackson, most often, watch the games. Like Jackson Hayes, like teams will completely forget about him. And he'll just sneak back door and just throw a lob and then there's a dunk. Where teams are usually glued and have an eye on Ayton because he's just so much better skilled offensively, right? Like he's somebody that you leave him open at the free throw line, you easy pass down to him and he's just hitting the mid range, right? You don't really have to worry about that with Hayes. So Hayes just kind of stands there, waits, and then you take your eyes off him and he's gone, right? It's like those kind of things. But again, appreciate you, Patrick. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to do a couple more questions here. And then I have something that I need to open live. So we'll talk about all that and do all that stuff here in a minute. I got a little package that I wanted to do on live stream from Drip Show. But we'll talk about all that here in a moment. Let's see. I'll do a handful of more questions, and then I'll jump into opening that because I really want to see what it is. I have no idea what it is. Still would start Luke, Vandal, LeBron, and Hayes. There's definitely an argument for it. As I mentioned, I've talked about it before. I think that is probably the best balance, especially the way Luka likes to play, particularly in the first quarter. I just don't think that they would. Even if Kawhi said that the Clippers are going to trade him to the Lakers, bro, I don't think that they again. I think the Clippers would trade him to there, but not at the trade deadline. This offseason, Kawhi would have a lot of power and say. Clippers aren't going to want to help the Lakers, but if Kawhi's I don't want to go anywhere else, right? How many teams are going? He's still making $50 million. How many teams? You could argue the Clippers might just keep him and just go, okay, fine, then we're not going to trade you, right? I don't know. It's a weird spot, but I agree. They definitely don't want to help the Lakers. Start Vandal, stop playing JJ. Yeah, definitely an argument for that. I feel like LeBron should have had 3 rings with the Lakers, 2020, 2021, 2023. I agree. If Lakers don't get hurt, everybody got hurt in that 2021 season, Lakers probably go back-to-back. If Lakers trade for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, I still wholeheartedly believe Lakers win that year. Again, there's no way of knowing, so I can't but I'm pretty confident that they would have. What's our cap space if LeBron signs 35 to 40 million this year and Reeves 35 to 38 million? So Reeves cap space, so the cap Reeves won't affect our cap space because unless the Lakers get hard cap. Because Reeves, the cap space projections are based on Austin Reeves cap holds, right? So Austin Reeves could sign for 100 million and it wouldn't matter, right? He can't get that much. The most I think he can get is 42 million, but I'm just trying to explain that like it does like you don't need to worry about Reeves' contract, right? Lakers are projected to have anywhere from 48.5 million to as much as 60 million this year. If LeBron James signed for 35 to 40 million, then the Lakers would have, let's say he signs for 40 million, they'd have basically 8.5 to maybe 20 million. You need LeBron to sign for about $20 million. If LeBron signs for about $20 million, Lakers could have anywhere from, basically 30 to 40 million, which is enough to go get other guys. So you need LeBron either to sign for ideally the mid-level exception, which if you can get the full mid-level, it's like 15 million. Or, if he wants a little bit more than 20 million. So you're looking at LeBron at like the 15 to 20 million range, which is a question of would he actually do that? Is a real question, but you deserve a Patreon. You work a lot, but it'll help a lot and build a community. Yeah. First off, I really appreciate it. Secondly, I get asked pretty regularly for like Patreon or like channel memberships or anything like that. And don't get me wrong, I would love to have it. It's just, I want it to make sense, right? Like I've said the same thing with like merch and all these other things. Like obviously it needs to make sense for me, both like if I'm going to spend hours a day building on a Patreon and stuff like that, it needs to be warranted. It needs to make sense, right? Like same thing, but I also want there to be value. And I've had people be like, dude, just have a Patreon because, people are just looking to support you, right? Like people would be willing to pay $5 a month to support you. But the way I look at it is like you have super chats, right? Like, so if you're willing to give me $5 a month for a Patreon, then just throw me a super chat, right? Like, especially if you find value in that, if it's just about support. Me personally, I want things to be valuable, right? Like if you're willing to give me $2, $5, $10, $20, whatever a month, like, yes, there is a built-in, like you're doing it to support me, which I would appreciate, but I also want you to feel like there's value. I want there to be like, wow, like, man, I would pay, I only have to pay 10 for that. I'd pay 30, right? Like I want there to be, like, I don't want to just take people's money, if that makes sense, right? Like, obviously I need to make a living. I do this for a living. That's why I say all the time, super chats really help me a ton, but like, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to just take people's money. Like, I want there to be value, and whatnot. Like super chats on a live stream, there's value. We're live, we're interacting, we're live streaming. Like, I'm going in order and answer the questions. There's incentive, right? So that's why, like, I get the super chat side of things. But like a Patreon, a channel membership, like, it's something that I will more likely than not have eventually, but I want it to be when it makes sense for both myself and you, right? Once I get to 100,000 subs, now there's enough people to where like, okay, now I have 1,000 people or 2,000 people paying X amount of money. So it makes sense for me to go and take the time and really come up and be creative and find things. And, here, let me bring you value and stuff like that. Same thing with like merch, right? Like if I'm going to invest the time in creating and developing and, I can't draw, I'm not a designer. So I got to pay somebody to create that merch and stuff like that. I do all that. And I have, 20 people buy a shirt. It's like, oh, well, that just, I just lost money, right? Like, again, like I want it to make sense for me, but I also want it to make sense for you, and so I appreciate it. And every time somebody brings that up, I am very appreciative that there are people that are like, dude, like you need to I'd sign up right now. And I love that. But I don't want to just feel like I'm taking people's money, right? Like I said, super chats, I get, it makes sense. There's value in it, right? Even videos, like I get like super thanks every once in a while, which is basically a super chat, but on a regular video. And like that I get, right? Like there's it's like tipping your server type thing. Like, sure, like cool. Okay. But like, if I'm going to just like take money from people every month, I want there to be, or at least I want to feel like it's warranted. Not just like, hey, you get early access to videos and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, that's cool. And there are a lot of people that would do that. And because again, most people are signing up for Patreon and stuff because they want to support that content creator. But like you just watching the videos, you just liking the video, you just doing all this stuff for me, like you just hanging out with me, that like you're supporting me, you're helping me, right? Like, you click on my video, right? 1,000 people watch it. Like you're supporting me, you're helping me, right? Like if I'm gonna get into like extra stuff, like I don't know. I've had people tell me I'm overthinking it, like it's not that serious, but like I don't want to feel like I'm just taking money from people. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I need money, right? I need to survive. I got a family, I got stuff like that. But like I also want there to be, I want it to be make sense, is my point, right? I want everyone to feel, I want you to feel like it's worth handing over your hard-earned money. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just me overthinking it, but I appreciate you nonetheless. All right, let me do a couple more, and then I'm gonna want to open up this package, and then I'm gonna skid on out of here. Let's see. I've been ready to move on from LeBron. He's 41 and his time has passed. It's Luka's show now. I mean, it is Luka's show, but to LeBron's credit, he's done a good job of letting Luka be Luka. LeBron James is still ridiculously good, right? Like, I don't mind moving off of him, sure, right? Like, but like, I just feel like a lot of people pretend like he's he's just some scrub now, right? I'm not speaking about you specifically. I'm talking like generally. Yeah, like I get a lot of comments from people that are like, time to get off of like LeBron, and I'm like, why? And it's like he's not like, yeah, he's not like he's still a top. Like, can you name 10 players better than LeBron this year? Like, I can't. Like, is there 10 players that you'd really take over LeBron right now? Remove the age factor, right? Because like, yeah, sure. Like, there's guy, guy, he's 27. Like, I'm probably taking him over LeBron long term, but I'm talking about like just this year. Like, there's not 10 guys that you're taking over LeBron this year. Right? Like that again. Like the problem is him making 52 million. If he's willing to take like 20 million, I have no problems keeping him beyond this year. I stay in Vegas. Yeah, I lived in Vegas for 12 years. So I lived in California for 21, Vegas for 12, and then I've been here. It hasn't even been a full year. It'll be a year here in March. Maybe Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein and Lou Dort are the two guys I really want to keep an eye on. That's another like list on my board. Two names about that. This community has been great over the years. There has barely been a moment where it needed to be moderated outside a couple bots and people spamming right stuff. Very rare on the internet. You're not wrong, Buck. Like genuinely, like it's amazing. Like this community is like ridiculous, right? Like it really is, like in a good way, right? Like, I mean, we've had streams here where like we've had like 500, I think, I've had a couple thousand in a stream before and like nothing, no issues, no nothing, right? You get like troll, like water is wet, stuff like that, but usually people want him and Tyrese and stuff like people get upset when they're not in it. Like for as many comments as I get of people like block him, like if I blocked him, people would be upset. Like one, I wouldn't, just because again, say what you got to say, but like it's just, yeah, like it really is. It's amazing. Like there's no way, like I never have issues. Like everyone's cool, right? Like like we'll have like a little debates and stuff like that, and agree and disagree and stuff like that, and I'm extra animated regardless. So, but it's really cool. Like it's so easy, right? It's very like natural, very easy. I've been rolling with the Lakers since 1979. I'm not changing teams. Yes, agreed. Never ever. Nice. Hey, talk to your chat. Nice family. Yeah, I do talk to my chat. Again, I've said it before. I understand, like, there's going to be a point in time, very likely, where I'm going to have to figure it out on how to like just go through as much chat as possible. Because you get to a certain point, like, like right now, I'm lucky. Like on a good stream, I'll get maybe a handful of super chats, right? But there will be a point, hopefully, if I can get to that scale, where like every comment is a super chat, like where you just get so many, it's hard to keep up. But that's where I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to figure out how do I still, because I want to do this to have that engagement, right? Like this is my opportunity to build the relationship, right? Like I look at this as as an investment in a way, right? Like I do it because I want to build the community. Like you said, nice family. Like I want to build the community. I want to build the family. I want to build, right? That's how you make the connections. That's how you get the community and the loyalty and all that stuff, right? That's what I want, right? Like this to me is an investment in this community, into the channel, right? Sorry, trying to find me. He's trying to yell at. I heard Luka's getting back into Overwatch. Probably. I know he was like, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he like one of the top ranked players in like Overwatch? Sorry, trying to find something to me. Who says no? Sign and trade Hornets. Ayton, Mavs, Josh Green, Lakers, PJ Washington, but Lakers sign Nick Richards in trade for Gafford on December 15th. I mean, well, you wouldn't. I mean, if you're the Hornets, you're hoping he just opts in, right? Like, so you don't have to sign and trade him. But you maybe could. I don't know if the Hornets would want Ayton though. I think it'd be too risky for the Hornets personally. Honestly, I think they'd probably rather Nick Richards. I think the Hornets say no. If I'm just basing it on that, I think the Hornets probably say no. But Tyler, your content gives people a sunshine-like feeling. Well, seriously, thank you. In their day, keep up the good work. LeBron, come on, man. You're better than that. Luke is awesome. Yeah. Again, it's very kind of you. Seriously, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. All right. Glad you're family friendly. My kids watch. My kids watch too. That's why. Right? Like I want to make sure. I do. But I mean, it's sports. It's basketball. Right? Like there's no reason for me to be up here going like, F this and that and blah blah blah. Like again, we're talking basketball. Like I get animated. Like don't get me wrong, there have been times where I'm like, I'm like because I'm upset. But like I really do make an effort to like, keep it family friendly. Right? Because again, like I want everybody. I want my kids to be able to watch. I want them to be able to tell their friends about it. I want, again, somebody 6 to 60, right? It also helps because I get better ads. I get better everything. Like my AdSense is pretty good, right? Like, so again, it's those kind of things that are beneficial, right? Like, keep it family friendly. Keep it fun. I don't need to be up here. There's no reason for me to be like F this, F that, blah, 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 type thing. So anyway, all right, let me. I'm gonna do. Hang on, sorry. Let me do these last little. Oh, I got a super chat here. Give me 1 second. I'll get to that. So yeah, like I said, let me do this last row. I'm gonna do this last row, and then I'm gonna open this package, and then we will get into all of that. I just lost my spot. Darn it. Luka would have been. Here we go. Luka would have been champ if Mavs didn't trade him because they had OKC's number and depth. Everybody, that very well could have been the case. Obviously, injuries they need to be there. Oh, perfect timing, Drip Show. Perfect. I'm just about to open up your package. All right, let me. I know I saw one more. I know there's one more thing. Have any publications offered you work? No. I'm not big enough. I'm really not. Like, I'm not like, I know like, 30,000 or I'm almost 30,000. Like that's a lot of, to me, that's a lot of subs. But like usually they want people in like huge, right? Like I get like brand deal offers a lot. But like, even that I'm like very reluctant in, like doing brand deals and stuff like that. Again, it's not, there's just so much risk. Like if I'm going to put my name on something, I want to know, right? Like like you see so many YouTubers that just like promote everything and then like they just get screwed. Like I've had some pretty like, man, I could really use that money. Like I've had some like, man, it's kind of hard to say no. But to me, it's just not worth it. Again, I don't want to, I want to do things right. Everything takes time. Right. Like, like, could I be probably a lot more successful than I am? Sure. But like, I'd rather build it the right way, do it the right way. But as far as like publication stuff like that, like, no, like I'm not big enough. I'm not there yet. I still got a ways to go. But all right. Got got through that row. And then, the super chat, Drip Show. You don't have to give. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for super chat. Let's build something special together. Yes, absolutely. Drip Show. Well, perfect timing because this package is actually from Drip Show, as I mentioned earlier. I have no idea what it is. I didn't even know he was sending it to me until he actually told me in a live stream and then emailed me that it was on the way. So I finally got it. I wanted to open it. I got it yesterday. I wanted to open it, but then I was like, I should probably do it on stream. Again, Drip Show, very kind. Look, it was, again, as I just mentioned, brand deal, stuff like that. This isn't a brand deal. This isn't a sponsorship. This isn't anything. This is just, somebody very kind. Again, gave me the posters for the background, and whatnot. And I'm just very thankful, very appreciative. Fan of the show. I'm a fan of their work, and just we're kind enough to go, hey, here's mutually beneficial, right? Like, obviously I'm talking about it, doing all that stuff. There's benefits for us both, which is awesome. And I love it. And I'm very thankful and I'm very appreciative of all of it. But this is a Legends of Culture and Drip Show collab, Love LA collection. So again, all this stuff is on legendsofculture.com. Drip Show, feel free to, in the comments, if you want to explain and do all that stuff. Let's open this. Let me make sure, because I don't want my address online. So let me do this very carefully. Let me take this part off. Hang with me for a second. Like I said, we're going to do this in real time. I want to cut that part off because I don't want to, but I also don't want to see it because I want to react live. So bear with me a second. Perfect. There we go. And then, there we go. Sorry, bear with me for a second, everybody. Why is this working? Perfect. All right. Sorry, I just wanted to cut off the so I don't have to worry about it accidentally. Because like when I revealed the poster and stuff, I don't really do a lot of reviews, so I'm not like an expert at it, as I'm sure you guys can tell. But anyway, let's open this bad boy, get this going. Again, thank you so much, Drip Show. Let's see. All right, here we go. First one. Okay, I love it. Look, next level apparel. Perfect. Here we go. Oh, in real time. Let's see. Look at that. Got the gray Lovers, Legends of Culture with the Drip Show. Look at that. I like this. Good quality, good size. Look at that. See? So you got the Lovers and the Lakers logo with the heart. I love that. Look at that. See? Nice. And like I said, good quality. Look, it's got like texture to it. I like it. Yeah, got some nice texture. That's nice. Look at that. That's awesome. I like that. Here, let's set this over here for a moment. And then, is there another one? Yeah, there is another one. All right. And then got the purple. Gotta have the purple. I'm going to put you down for a minute, Drip Show. Again, I appreciate you. But got the purple. Again, next level apparel. Let's see. Oh, got it in the purple. I like that. Matches the hat. See, look. Got, again, Lovers with the Legends of Culture and Drip Show. Look at that. That's awesome. I do. I really like these. These are awesome. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. I really do appreciate that. Seriously, thank you. Again, this was like I said, he was kind enough. Not a brand deal for YouTube purposes. I do have to say it's not a brand deal. It's nothing like that. Literally just, again, fans of each other, helping each other out, which I love. Thank you so much, Drip Show. That's very kind of you. And again, this was you get these things over on legendsofculture.com. And then there's other designs, other things like that, if that's something you're interested in. And then, yes, between Legend of Culture and Drip Show. But that's awesome. I really do. Gave me some canvases, got me some shirts, keep me all geared up. I really do appreciate that, Drip Show. Again, very kind of you. So again, I appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate all of you. and your support. You guys are awesome. I again am just very thankful for everybody. Obviously, anytime I can get some stuff, I'd absolutely appreciate it. But just anybody just hanging out with me, anybody just being here with me, you guys are beautiful. I'll do another live stream probably in probably a day or so. Like I said, I don't want to have too much time in between now and the next post game stream. So I wanted to kind of do a combination. But yeah, I really do. I appreciate you guys. You guys are beautiful. Thank you for hanging out with me and all that stuff. Again, Drip Show, thank you so much again. And Legend of Culture, I should say that too, because it's a collaboration. So it wasn't just them. It was, I'm sure that they were had a hand in allowing me to get some of these. So thank you. On your way out, please hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. You guys are beautiful. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.